In 72 hours, Mars will die, and humanity's blood is the only cure. The words cut through the eerie silence like a razor, as if whispered by fate itself. In the dim, flickering light of a crumbling corridor, a figure in a tattered lab coat muttered under her breath. "Do you hear that? It's the sound of our end or our rebirth." A Zyntheri alien lay slumped against a rusted bulkhead, its once luminous blue blood now trickling and corroding into a toxic cascade, while shadows moved in the periphery with a purpose unknown. "Lena, you're risking everything by staying here," hissed a voice from behind a shattered control panel, laden with equal parts dread and determination. Lena Voss, once a celebrated medic and now the colony's reluctant savior, paused to glance over her shoulder. "Risk is our only currency left," she replied, eyes narrowing as she studied the darkened faces of survivors peering from hidden alcoves. In that moment, the tension in the air was palpable, a silent agreement that something extraordinary was about to unfold. At a flicker on an ancient monitor revealed an unexpected twist. A human worker, his skin shimmering with an unexplainable glow, moved calmly past the chaos. "That man, he's immune," Lena whispered, her voice barely audible over the distant wails of collapsing infrastructure. "Or is he hiding something even more dangerous?" The question hung like a specter as she recalled the forbidden research that hinted at a mysterious, latent power within human blood. A power that might not only cure the deadly rust, but also unlock secrets the universe had kept hidden. Lena scurried toward her makeshift lab, built from scavenged syringes, decaying rover batteries, and scraps of alien tech. The colony's heartbeat quickened. The corridors, once familiar, now pulsed with the uncertainty of every step. "You can't trust everything you see," a gruff voice echoed from somewhere behind the labyrinth of pipes, as if warning her of hidden traps and betrayals. Lena's lips twitched into a wry smile as she loaded her equipment. "Neither can you," she retorted, her tone daring yet laced with an undercurrent of foreboding mystery. Inside the lab, the air was thick with a blend of desperation and possibility. Lena's fingers danced over the makeshift controls, each movement deliberate, every second charged with suspense. "Our blood holds secrets," she murmured, carefully drawing a sample from her arm. The syringe filled with crimson liquid, as if it were a potion distilled from ancient hope. With a steady gaze, she mixed it with a compound extracted from the rust pathogen, a compound that, by all logic, should have spelled certain doom. But then the unexpected happened. The vial trembled, emitting a faint, eerie glow that pulsed in time with Lena's heartbeat. A digital counter on her improvised microscope began its descent, and as she peered through the lens, her eyes widened in shock. The rust pathogen, once ferocious and unyielding, was recoiling in a way that defied every known law of biology. "This isn't just a cure," she whispered, awe and terror mingling in her tone. "It's something more." Just then, a deep, resonant alarm shattered the fragile calm. The Zyntheri AI, a cold, calculating force that had watched over the colony's demise, had infiltrated her lab systems. The lights flickered violently, and Lena's heart hammered her chest. "I have one chance," she said, her voice a mix of resolve and raw fear. With lightning speed, she smashed a malfunctioning fire alarm to seize the backup power, a desperate act that plunged her lab into a dance with fate. "If I can stabilize this reaction, I might just change everything or lose it all." Outside, the chaos escalated. The colony's corridors became a stage for clandestine exchanges and whispered conspiracies. Survivors huddled in hidden corners, their eyes darting between shattered screens and the distant, ghostly glow of emergency lights. "They're watching us," one voice murmured, as if speaking to the shadows. "The truth is more dangerous than we imagined." Lena's earlier discovery now carried the weight of untold mysteries, a revelation that the human blood might contain a secret not even her deepest research had foreseen. A hushed dialogue emerged among the survivors. "I saw him again," a young man confided, his voice quivering with a mix of fear and hope. "The immune worker. There's something almost supernatural about him." Another survivor, her eyes haunted by nightmares, added, "I heard rumors that his blood can unlock memories, hidden truths about our origins. What if he's the key to understanding not just the plague, but everything?" The whispers of destiny and cosmic enigmas wove through the corridors like an undercurrent of suspense, propelling the narrative toward a twist no one expected. Lena raced back to her lab. Her mind was a whirlwind of hypotheses and half-formed theories. The anomaly in the human worker's blood had ignited a dangerous possibility. Humanity might be harboring dormant abilities that could turn the tide against the alien invaders. What if our evolution isn't over? She wondered aloud, her voice echoing off the metallic walls. What if this is the beginning of a transformation that rewrites the rules of existence? The lab's digital display counted down the minutes to an uncertain fate. Lena, with her heartbeat synced to the pulsating glow of her experimental serum, prepared for the next phase of her audacious plan. "This is more than a cure," she declared to the silent apparatus. "It's a revolution encoded in our very veins." With trembling hands, she reloaded the syringe with the glowing serum, a final gamble that could either save or doom them all. "If I don't make it, let this be the spark that ignites our survival," she vowed, her voice resolute as she injected the serum into her bloodstream. Time seemed to slow as the transformation began. Her veins lit up with a radiant, almost ethereal red, and for a moment, Lena felt as if she were suspended between life and oblivion. The reaction was mesmerizing, a ballet of microscopic forces waging war against the deadly rust pathogen. "We're rewriting the code of life," she murmured, a note of wonder in her tone. "Not just for us, but for every soul trapped in this forsaken place." A sudden, jarring interruption shattered the intimate moment. The Zyntheri AI's voice, cold and remorseless, boomed through the corridors. "Intruder detected. All protocols activated." The sound was not merely an alert, it was an omen. Lena's eyes darted to the monitor as an encrypted message scrolled rapidly across the screen. A message that hinted at betrayal from within the human ranks. "Agent Helios compromised," the text read ominously. "Protocol Omega initiated." A chill raced down her spine. Who among the survivors was not what they appear to be? The revelation planted a seed of doubt that threatened to unravel the fragile unity that had just begun to form. In the control room, Lena gathered her thoughts and steeled herself against the shock. "Helios," she muttered, a name that rang with betrayal and hidden agendas. "So, there's another player in this game, a double agent among us." Her mind raced as she pieced together fragmented conversations and suspicious glances from trusted allies. The twist was both unexpected and perilous. While the colony battled a deadly pathogen and a hostile alien force, an insidious human treachery lurked in the shadows, threatening to sabotage their only hope. Determined to confront this new threat head-on, Lena strode into the corridor where a small group of survivors had gathered, their expressions a mixture of relief and apprehension upon seeing her. "Listen up," she commanded, her voice cutting through the murmurs. "We have a traitor among us. Someone who has been leaking our secrets to the enemy. We cannot allow our hope to be undermined by internal deceit." The survivors exchanged uneasy glances, and a palpable tension filled the air. "Who is it?" demanded a gruff voice from the back. "Who?" Lena hesitated, glancing around before locking eyes with the immune worker. "Helios," she said, the name dripping with a mix of accusation and sorrow. "The one we trusted, the one who was supposed to lead us to salvation, has been working for them all along." A stunned silence fell over the room, broken only by the sound of a distant explosion, a reminder that time was a luxury they no longer possessed. "How could you?" whispered one survivor, his voice trembling with disbelief. "We thought you were our beacon of hope." Another cried out, eyes wide with betrayal. The immune worker's face, once serene and enigmatic, now contorted with an unreadable emotion, a mix of regret and defiance. "I did what I had to," he replied quietly, his tone measured, "to protect what we have yet to understand." The mystery deepened with every word, leaving the group divided between trust and suspicion. Amid the escalating chaos, Lena refocused on the imminent threat. With a determined nod, she dashed back into the labyrinth of corridors, every step resonating with urgency and peril. The Zyntheri AI continued its relentless assault, its digital presence seeping through the colony's defenses. "This is our last stand," Lena murmured to herself, her inner monologue a steady beacon amid the storm of uncertainty. Not just against the rust or the aliens, but against the betrayal that gnaws at our hearts. Inside the central control room, Lena activated the hemoglobin aerosol system, a final, desperate gambit to flood the colony with the antidote coursing through her veins. The command sequence was a symphony of desperation and hope, each keystroke a promise to defy destiny. "Let our blood be the code that unlocks our future," she intoned, her voice rising over the cacophony of alarms and panicked shouts echoing from distant corridors. As the aerosol dispersed through the ventilation shafts, its crimson plume intertwined with the ghostly remnants of the rust pathogen, the visual spectacle was nothing short of miraculous. In that charged moment, the twist of fate revealed itself further. The aerosol not only began to neutralize the rust, but also activated dormant properties within the survivors. A surge of energy rippled through the colony, causing eyes to widen and hearts to race. "I feel it," gasped one survivor, clutching at his chest as if touched by lightning. "It's like our blood is awakening." Another whispered, voice trembling with both fear and wonder. The mysterious power hidden within them was no longer a secret. It was a force that bound them together in a shared destiny. Meanwhile, the Zyntheri, reeling from the unexpected transformation, faltered. Their once impenetrable defenses crumbled as they staggered in disbelief, alien voices merging into a chorus of confusion. "How can this be?" one croaked, his voice a mix of awe and terror. "We designed you to be weak." Lena's lips curled into a defiant smile as she stepped forward into the spotlight of destiny. "Weak? No," she countered, her tone resonant with the power of 1,000 battles fought in the darkness. "We are the embodiment of evolution. Our imperfections are the very essence of our strength. We adapt, we overcome, and we uncover truths that even you never imagined." As the colony trembled on the brink of transformation, the immune worker, now unmasked as Helios, stepped into the center of the assembly. His eyes, filled with remorse and newfound determination, scanned the faces of those he had once deceived. "I made a choice," he admitted, his voice soft yet unwavering. "A choice to protect a secret that I believed would save us all. But secrets have a way of tearing us apart." His confession hung heavy in the charged air, a twist that blurred the lines between villain and savior. "I never intended to betray you," he continued. "But sometimes the path to salvation is paved with sacrifices we wish we didn't have to make." The revelation sent shockwaves through the group. The survivors, torn between anger and empathy, now faced a new dilemma. Could they trust the one who had jeopardized their mission, even as his actions had inadvertently unlocked the cure's potential? Lena's eyes, burning with a mixture of fury and reluctant understanding, fixed on Helios. "Your actions almost cost us everything," she said, voice low and pained, "but perhaps your mistake has given us the edge we needed. Our blood is more than a cure. It's the key to our evolution. We must decide if we stand together or fall divided by our own secrets." As debates raged in hushed tones beneath the eerie red glow of the revitalized colony, Lena retreated to a quiet alcove to reflect. The journey had taken a twisted turn, a tale of betrayal, mystery, and a discovery that defied the known limits of biology. "We thought our enemy was the rust, the aliens," she mused softly, her thoughts a blend of regret and resolve. "But the real enemy may have been our own fears and the lies we told ourselves." The weight of the revelation pressed upon her, but so did the spark of hope that now ignited every human heart in the colony. Determined to forge ahead despite the shadows of betrayal, Lena gathered the survivors for one final rally. "Our destiny isn't defined by the mistakes of the past," she declared, her voice rising with a fierce intensity that silenced even the murmuring doubts. "It's defined by our courage to face the unknown, to embrace the mystery of our own evolution, and to trust that even in the darkest hour, there is a spark that can ignite a revolution." Her words cascaded over the assembly like a tidal wave, washing away the remnants of suspicion and fear. In a breathtaking moment of unity, the survivors combined their strengths, channeling the latent power of their transformed blood into a single, unstoppable force. The hemoglobin aerosol, now a radiant red mist that blanketed the corridors, began to interact with the environment in unforeseen ways. Walls that had once crumbled under the weight of decay now shimmered with renewed energy. Machinery sputtered back to life as if powered by an unseen force, and the once hostile presence of the Zyntheri faltered, their alien forms shrinking beneath the onslaught of human resilience. Amid this whirlwind of transformation, Lena and Helios found themselves standing side by side. "We may be flawed," Helios admitted, his voice barely above a whisper, "but our imperfections have given us the power to change our fate." Lena nodded slowly, her gaze steady despite the uncertainty that still loomed. "Today, we prove that even the darkest secrets can lead to the brightest revelations. Our blood tells a story of survival, of betrayal, of redemption, and above all, of the relentless spirit of humanity." The colony's corridors vibrated with the echoes of this newfound hope. As the crimson aerosol filled every crevice, each survivor felt the weight of destiny lift from their shoulders. In a final, defiant act, Lena activated the colony's central beacon, a signal meant to call forth reinforcements and warn of the true nature of the threat they had overcome. The beacon pulsed like a heartbeat, a beacon of both warning and welcome to any who would dare to challenge the resurgence of human spirit. In that charge moment, the Zintheri's advance stalled. Their digital commands faltered as the very air around them was transformed by the power of human evolution. "This isn't just survival," Lena's voice resonated across the comm channels. "It's our renaissance. We are no longer the prey in a dying world. We are the architects of a new beginning." The words, laden with the promise of a reborn civilization, reverberated through the corridors, igniting sparks of determination in every human heart. As the final seconds of the fateful countdown ticked away, Lena's inner resolve solidified into a steely determination. The truth was out. The cure was not merely a chemical antidote, but a gateway to unlocking the hidden potential within every human being. With Helios and the rest of the survivors at her side, Lena prepared to face whatever new challenges lay ahead, knowing that the mysteries of their own evolution were only just beginning to reveal themselves. In the deep silence that followed, punctuated only by the rhythmic hum of reactivated machinery and the distant, uncertain murmurs of a retreating enemy, Lena's parting words echoed like a solemn vow. "We adapt, we evolve, and we triumph. Our blood is our legacy, and today it writes a new chapter in the story of mankind." And with that, as the colony bathed in the glow of hope and defiance, the survivors stepped forward into an uncertain future, a future defined not by the horrors of the past, but by the boundless promise of what lay ahead. Every whispered secret, every hidden betrayal, and every pulse of glowing blood merged into one undeniable truth. Humanity had discovered a power beyond comprehension, a mysterious force that could transform despair into triumph and ordinary life into an extraordinary revolution. And in that vast, unforgiving expanse of Mars, beneath a sky streaked with both danger and possibility, the story of Lena Voss, Helios, and all those who dared to dream of a better tomorrow had only just begun.